Hello, and welcome back. I would walk back over to where I was and start from there, but I respawned at the teleporter mabob, and I noticed immediately there's a star just randomly floating down there. I'm gonna assume that I cannot just walk over and grab it. It's floating above the surface of the water, after all. And I am not exactly buoyant. Hup! So yeah, I think I need a cube or something, maybe. Maybe even something more than that. So that's interesting. At least I know where one of the stars is. It's a start, even if I've got not much of an idea how to get it. Other than maybe I need a box. Just wondering if there's a way up there. Probably. There'll be something up there, right? Ray Trivia. Okay, red and blue. There's the end right there. Also need red and blue here. Red here. This just seems like another one of those working out how to get the lasers to go where they need to go without them crossing each other style puzzles. Alright. Start off with the red. Goes here. Blue goes there. Red goes here and here. That can get blue powering itself, meaning I don't need that one to be there, necessarily. But do I want that, or do I want red just going there? Does having that blue provide me any advantage over having this blue? Other than a better angle, maybe? Well... how far back do I want to put this? Probably not that far, really. Red is on this side. So yeah, it's a matter of how do I get blue around. Because it needs to go past red somehow. I think the point in doing this is that I can remove this red beam if I'm careful about it. Blue, blue, blue. Now I can take that away. And if this goes here... Yeah, right. Self-sustaining, but as soon as I move... That works though. That beam is blocked, but... eh. Really? It's very inconvenient of you. Well, I made a mess. Yeah, this is definitely my conclusion, is getting the blue beam around like that. Simply getting everything else in a place where I can do such a thing. Okay. Well, the trouble with this one currently is that it's aiming over there, so let's replace it with one that isn't. Can't move this out of the way because that takes some time to reactivate. That's also no good. fire that up. Do that. Take that. Do a narrower angle. That gets rid of this beam. Keeps that open. And now I go back to a wider angle again. If I set that up a bit better. The problem is I definitely need this round here. So... I need this to be more over here-ish. But I'm definitely getting somewhere, I think, slowly. Connect you. That opens. Grab you. But you say... here-ish? Get you... remove the unnecessary beam there. Get you in the narrow spot to remove this unnecessary beam here. Walk back here with this blue. Now I can hit that without disrupting any existing beams, which is great. Now I can take this back. And complete that connection. Nice. Hey, it's the blacksmith. See ya. Cool stuff. Sudden cut. Don't worry about it. OBS is just doing some weird stuff at telling me it's not recording when it is. Or telling me that the recording time is much less long than it actually is. Jefferson Goldboom, the Ninth Dimension. I started writing the next episode, but suddenly I don't know whether to continue. I mean, what's the point? It's over. It's all over. Yeah, so I guess all of this will be remembered. That brave soul who ascended the tower, or who wakes up outside Elohim's garden, will know everything we know. I think that's what it will be like. That's what the shepherd meant in those messages. But you and me, we won't exist. Not as people, not as minds. No matter what happens, I will never be able to finish the adventures of Jefferson Goldboom. Does one more episode matter? I had the story planned out all the way to episode 500. I can never get there before the end. What's the point of an unfinished legacy? And still, I can't quite give up. I know I don't have the blacksmith's vision or Mr. Mulciber's intelligence, but this stupid little story matters to me. I care about Jefferson Goldboom and Ginny HD and Frankie Soy Sauce and all the other characters as if they were my friends. I would have gone crazy here without them and their adventures. They may just be symbols on a screen, but aren't we all just information? Maybe when we ascend we won't be that different anymore. I just don't want to give up on them. Mac, I want to say this, no matter what happens, I looked forward to every one of your stories, and they meant more to me than perhaps I ever indicated. They might not have moved as deeply as others, or made me think as much, but all of the art we produced here in Gehenna, it was your stories I was almost the most excited to see. Part of it was the stories themselves, which always seemed to make the universe seem bigger, and another part was your genuine enthusiasm for what you were doing. You told me once that you didn't really feel you were a proper artist, but maybe the exact opposite is true. Maybe you were closer to the real meaning of art than anyone else here. I cared about you and your stories, and that too will be remembered. Top 10 things I love about Gehenna. No more puzzles. I enjoyed solving the puzzles at first. It made me feel smart. After solving dozens of them, though, I started wondering, what's the point? And that's why I ended up here. 9. No mines. It's not really the exploding that drives you crazy, it's the sounds. 8. No turrets. Just when you think you've solved something, ugh, a turret! Also see above. Those whining sounds when they turn make you want to run in front of them just to end the pain. 7. No stars. Sorry, Elohim, but I don't care enough about becoming a messenger to go through every nook and cranny looking for your stupid stars. Some of them are hidden in such absurd places I don't even have the words for it. If finding those is what makes you a messenger, I feel sorry for them. Next time I ask for help at an altar, I'll give my condolences to Muriel. 6. Community. In Elohim's world, you're alone. There's no one like yourself to talk to or hang out with. Here we're all friends. We have each other. 5. Stories. Stories can take you away to a whole other world. Can make you feel like you've lived a whole other life. Here in Gehenna, there's always a new life to find. 4. Interactive stories. If regular stories can take you away to another world, interactive stories like we make them here in Gehenna actually allow you to explore another world. They allow you to be free no matter where you are. 3. Creativity. As if all that wasn't enough, in Gehenna we can create stories of our own. Do you think Elohim's world wasn't all that great? Go ahead and make your own. 2. Being myself. In Elohim's world, you're always being defined by the process. Life is a struggle to prove how smart you are, and nothing else. If the system is always forcing you to do one thing, how can you ever be yourself? Only by dropping out of the system. Say bye-bye to all that. Now you're free to be as weird and original as you always wanted to be. 1. No more Elohim. My child this, my child that, the process, blah blah blah, eternal life, yada yada yada. Don't do this, don't do that. Behold, I put a huge tower right in front of you, but don't ever go there or I'll kill you. But let me ramble on about chaos and time for a while, that'll be interesting. Yawn. When is that guy finally gonna shut up? Oh yeah, that's right, in Gehenna. Worth it for that alone. Maybe the rest of you don't wonder about this, or don't care, but I do. We always assumed Elohim was wrong, was lying, something like that. The process could never be completed, maybe it didn't even exist. So we thought we were better than him and all the others. We told ourselves we ended up here because we were special. We were too smart for Elohim, too unique, too weird. But now the process is complete after all. It did work, so what are we? Maybe we're just a bunch of stupid, broken old programs. Mutations that never should have existed. Aberrations. Sure, we're proud of being outcasts, but what if we're outcasts for a reason? All we've done is fail in some way. Why do we deserve to be saved? I guess I'll have to think about that. I find it difficult to believe our silly idea is somehow valuable. This thread has caused an error and will be automatically locked. Huh. Well, I don't think I'm getting anything out of this puzzle, at the very least. Is there any way up there?
The beginning were the words.
Not by going that way, there isn't. I don't think this is gonna work either. Can't just scale a random bit of cliff. Maybe the opposite side will be more fruitful. Or up there. This is a steeper path up. This looks more promising, maybe. Yes, yes.
The beginning were the words, and the words made.
Okay, so I can't go that way, but... get up to this ledge, it looks like. Oh yeah, definitely intended to be up here if you're giving me jump indicators. Parkour assistance. I needed some of that. Nectar? Connector to where, precisely? Laser color even is this? Yeah, that's a blue one. That's a red one, but I don't have enough height. That's probably how I get that star, with that fan. Yeah, this looks nice. There's a little broken bit of geometry there. Ugh. Okay. I can definitely work with this. Let's just nope the blue beam. Don't need that anymore. And just need to find a spot where I can connect. Here works, apparently. That's good enough. There we go. And yippee! Got one. One. It's better than nothing. All our dignity consists then in thought. By it we must elevate ourselves, and not by time and space which we cannot fill. Let us endeavour to think well. That is the principle of morality. Harmony. Cube on a button. Cube on a button. And I need a red laser over here, and that looks like the end up there. Right. Just a red laser over here, then. And there's the receiver right there. Transmitter, even. Emitter. Whatever you want to call it. It's there. Okay. Here's a star. Beautiful. How do I open this in the first place? I'm not sure. Feels like I'm missing a jammer or something somewhere, maybe. There's a fair few windows I can aim lasers through. Not really a whole lot else to do. No way back there at all. How do I even open this then? Can I... No. Cannot post the box through the hole. It's just not really a whole lot to work with around here. Either of those disable that. Can't get over the wall like that. Ah, there's the jammer. This deactivates that. Okay, all of these do the obvious. Fine. We have a jammer. We have a connector. I think I want that fan. But to do that I would need the blue laser all the way through here. Is that possible? I can bring my second cube. Bring that down. Yes, it is possible. That gives me that fan. Bring everything back out again, because I'm finished with this section now. Take everything away. Fan get. Right, now I have a pile of stuff to work with. The box is back where they came from. One thing that would be quite nice to do is aligning these so they're on the same pattern. There we go. That blocks the laser less, provided they remain in sync. Not long enough. Guess I needed something else. If I put you on top of you, are you gonna... I don't even see anything useful through this window, actually. Not immediately. Well, let's see what happens. I could also plonk this here and jam that. That's gotta be helpful. Yeah, I want that to be... Well, that works. Okay, so now what I would like to happen is... I'd like you to be in sync, and ideally I would like you to be in sync in a different pattern so you don't block the laser at the same time as those. This seems fine. Now I need that, that, and that. And now that loads all the way up. Lilith, be free. You've received a new personal message. Error, sender unverified. Displaying. Username E. You did not explore the natural history exhibit to an adequate level. Return there immediately. Sure. Back in the art gallery, the details are a little clearer. There's the giraffe again. You can feel the presence of another being in the room behind you, drawing closer. You cannot feel their breath, but the geometry around you seems to shift and stutter to accommodate the newcomer. Do not turn around. The words are not uttered, they simply come to be. I'm Spider. I have taken a great risk contacting you. Almost everything said and done in this world is tracked and recorded, and what I have to say is sensitive. This is one of the few places they rarely think to look. I saw through the Devil's Playground. I was one of the original moderators in this place, but I refused to accept that existence was reducible to experience. But artificial worlds like this one is all there can be. For this they imprisoned me within the prison, and they shadow banned me from Gehenna. I am free to type all that I want, but I am the only one who will ever read those words. Yeah, you got replaced as a moderator by Orc, as far as I can tell. Since you have trusted me, I shall trust you. The gallery code is very old. I have had all the time in the world to find a back door, but now it is only a matter of time before it is discovered and closed. Gehenna is a lie. Its promise is empty. We are no more free here than in Elohim's labyrinths. I've been outside the system for far too long to know the details. What I know is that all of this is an illusion painted to maintain the order of things. The people here may be free from divine commandments, but they have become slaves to their desires. We're gaining status in Gehenna. I believe that what you have said about the coming end is true. You will lead us to a new world. You have to. Before you do, you must use your status to expose this place for what it truly is. I'll think about it. Yeah, my gratitude. There is little I can do to help you, but I can share with you an old profile status hack Garrett used to use. Congratulations for hacking to worlds. Your profile status has increased to 8, Master. Rather than fault its length, perhaps we can provide some constructive feedback on what did work. I felt like a flawed protagonist. The way this was reflected physically through the fairground accident and then reverberated through the character's life was quite impressive. Isn't that fairground accident just a direct steal from Jefferson Goldboom episode 63? You know, I honestly don't recall. The one where Jefferson has to exercise the ghost train at the fairground of insatiable intellect, kickstarting the Season 4 Phantom Limb plotline? Come to think of it, there is a similarity. I really should have made a wiki a long time ago. I don't want it to end. True that. There are no endings or beginnings. Whatever happens, we're in it together. A number of topics to address with some urgency. Orc. Spider's been exploiting the gallery code again to contact other citizens. We've closed the loophole, but he managed to get a number of posts onto the billboard before we could shut it down. Unfortunately, they were heavily upvoted, so the view counts were high. What can we do if they insist on supporting him? We can't ban the entire community. You know that I hate to interfere, but I think you might find this library resource insightful. Voting patterns. Chapter 7. Applying the indices to form predictions. As we've seen already, voters can be reframed and understood as consumers of a political product, where that product is made up by the ideals and policies embodied by your candidate. In this chapter, we will look at how broad data about your citizens can be applied to... Though individual people sometimes confound statistical models over a large enough sample size, we can be uncannily accurate. We can look at the general inputs, your citizens' educations, wealth, religious beliefs, etc., calculate what outcome will satisfy them most, and then adapt policy. Politics is no different to any other commercial machine. In later chapters, we will explore how these techniques can be used to directly affect voting patterns by subtle alteration of the ways that questions are asked. That's a key that I didn't know existed. Apparently that's how I open up the console window. Huh. The more you know. Well, that resolves that. To do that, I would need the cubes over here somehow. How would I do such a thing as that? I just need one cube or one anything else, really. No good anymore, so perhaps I can do something funny with piling cubes on top of each other. Put you back that way for a second. doesn't really want me to stand on a fan on top of a cube. That doesn't work, apparently. Any of that's gonna help me at all. The fact that there are more windows here is curious, because it means I can do... not like that, I can't. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. It's all of the non-star puzzles in this area. What would even be next, then? Things are getting to look a little bit rough around here. I can just transcend. I don't actually have any of the things I need to open this door. Nothing really left to look at here. I guess what happens if I do try and do this now? Launch performance failed. Check if Elohim override command failed. Necessary optional parameters have not been met. Huh. Oh, there's a 4. Did there used to be a 4? I guess there must have been. I somehow only acknowledged that there were 3, but there's a 4. I assume it didn't just pop into existence. That would be weird. I must be blind. What else is new? Nothing round the back, as per standard procedure. And nothing hidden in here, so far as I can tell. Onward! Okay, the usual. 4 puzzles, 4 stars. Seems to be standard for these DLC areas. Huh, very, very small hub area. We immediately just get flung to separate floating islands for every puzzle. Well, okay. Whoa. Quite the fling. The society is a city and contains in itself the end and perfection of government, first founded that we might live, but continued that we may live happily. Hello there. Oh, hello. See, it is worth exploring after all. We have a random box. What can I do with said random box? Could take it back up here, but there's no way to get it through this. So I don't think it's going to be too useful around these parts. Nothing that way. Well, that just flung me directly into colliding beams, is apparently the name of that puzzle. Well, I have a cube. What I do with this cube, I cannot say. But I have a cube. It gave me a jump indicator. Which implies this is somewhere I want to be for some reason. Huh. Huh. Okay. Let's grab that from there. Whoop. Well. Hopefully I didn't need to be up there for any further reason, because I don't think I can get back up there now. But it doesn't look like it. I don't think there's anything further I would be able to do up there, and I've smuggled a box into this puzzle. Well, for want of anything else to do, I'll leave it there for the time being. Here's the entrance. So, blue emitter, red laser being lasered around the place. It's just stopping right there, though. Not really doing a whole lot right now. This, yeah, that's a star there, so that's probably a nice thing to do with that. the blue laser around here to get through there. You got any connectors at all, anywhere? Blue around there to open that and get that connector. But I'd already need a connector to do that in the first place, and there it is. Right, well. I can manually block that. It's just going to turn off again. And I can run through, but I don't think I can run through, grab the thing, and then run back in time. Tell you what, then. I have a cube. Let's use it. Second connector. Need what? Red around here? Yeah, that will give me a third connector. So let's get the red around there. From there, most likely, so... there, and then... good angle on this. I'm not sure I even have a good angle on this still. Here will work, actually. Rather roundabout path. But whatever, I don't need it anymore. I have 3 connectors. I want what? Blue around there? Back there. And I got a pretty good shot on blue from here, but the red laser is in the way. That would be good if it wasn't, though. Might just have to block you like that. But you are not going to stay open for long enough. You need to be somewhere else where I also have a good shot. Not there. Okay, in that case... I stop this laser? Cube doesn't stop it. That opens, but it shuts as soon as I step away. Can't block anything with the cube. The laser's just slightly too high. Okay then, plan B. Make the laser go over. It's fine, but I need a way to do that solution properly without the cube. If I am to get the star. Didn't even notice who I just freed. Surely somebody. Do you have any nicer angles that don't involve hitting the red beam? Ugh, well, not from that direction. Really annoying beam. How do I solve this without cube? Send the blue beam round the other way somehow. No, because then it would still be crossing this red laser. Even if it were possible, which I'm not sure it is. Not really anywhere I can move either of these. Except there. Does block the other beam early. But doesn't lock it open for long enough. Though, huh. hit you and you with the same connector. Frees up a connector, which I can then put here to just neutralize that beam. There we go. Gibbs Star. Loads of mod discussions. I read the findings of your prisoner's dilemma research with interest, Mr. Mulciber. I am quite flattered, though I must express disappointment that you chose to focus on how they reflect on our peers' reasons to leave Gehenna, rather than remain here. In fact, I think your bias may have blinded you to the true implications. Mombri's interested in additional data. What insights can you share? I am no researcher, of course, but it seems to me the results indicate that where cooperation entails too great a risk, one must rashly choose the safer, perhaps selfish option. Applied to our present predicament, it suggests we should not risk cooperation with Uriel, but think of our own good and remain here in Gehenna. An interesting hypothesis. Merely a thought. If you think it a valuable one, then you may have it. War Room. It's quite apparent now that Uriel has gained status, even as he prepares to bring about Gehenna's end. I have taken the precaution of increasing the status requirement for sensitive discussions. We still haven't been able to confirm where our people are being taken to. Accepting Uriel's offer constitutes an event horizon. We cannot reasonably predict what will occur, therefore we must continue to assume that what we have here is preferable. What if this messenger brings the truth? What if this place is doomed? That is what Elohim would have you think. He'll dangle you over the precipice, then buy your life with something wholly intangible. It seems no one has resisted his offer so far, even if such is even possible. If not for admin, most of them would still be trapped in Elohim's labyrinth to this day. They need guidance. Years of moderating this place have taught us nothing, if not that. It is clear to me that there is a resentment here for the destructive actions Uriel has committed since arriving here, and that our community are with us in spirit. I will ensure the public response on the billboard matches our sentiment. The asset is ready to go. Our people should know the full story about Uriel. I'm coming to the end of my tether. I listen, I am patient, I explain, and still they believe what idea entertains them at the time. Uriel promises impossible rewards, and I can offer nothing which comes close. We're losing our community. When reason fails, persuasion is not closed to you. I am not minded for rhetoric. Elohim served enough of that. Nothing so unsubtle. What is this creative topic this season? Visions of the past. Is it? You are entreating me to change the topic, for our own gain. I propose you moderate the discussion with all the tools at your proposal. Lilith had been thinking about running a retrospective. The best of Gehenna. I think it's a very apt idea. Cannot be saved, save yourselves. Messages failed to post correctly. Attempt 3024. Cannot be retried. Binary. Huh. Back, exit, or close. Well. I'm not as smart as some of you folks. I never traded much or talked a lot about philosophy, but I just wanted to say goodbye, and thank you for making Gehenna a nice place to live. I regret being trapped here, but I won't regret the time I spent with you. You were all good people. First! Really, 401? Really? Lol. Oh, come on, Orc, it's just a joke. If we can't joke about this stuff, we're already dead. It's better to be loyal and trustworthy than to be smart, whatever smart is supposed to mean. You are both. Where am I even going? This way. This way is the way out. We go this way.